DC has had a rough go lately, let's be real, with Black Adam doing mediocre in the box office and bringing back Henry Cavill only to replace him, and James Gunn forming an entirely new DCEU universe.
DC has been disconnected.
It has really shifted things around at DC. So the slate is currently on, well, it's hard to care. And Shazam Fury of the Gods feels like a display of that lack of effort. Yeah, let's get into this. Guys, if it's your first time on the channel, welcome to Geekly Goods. The name is Leo Rydell, and here at Geekly Goods, we talk the latest in the MCU, DCU, and beyond. Hit that subscribe button below if you're new, and let's talk about Shazam Fury of the Gods, guys. Now, despite me saying what I said at the beginning, and despite the thumbnail, the packaging, I want to say that there is some good in this movie, starting off with Jack Dylan Grazer. He is a star in this film. Him, Rachel Zegler, Djimon, Hansou, they're the standouts for me, and I think that these characters really kept me in the movie. Yes, Jack Dylan Grazer's Freddy is great here. Yet again, I thought he was a standout in the first film, but here he's even better and is a standout on his own. I really do like his chemistry with Rachel Zegler. I think they make a believable couple. I really like them. I actually think physically they look cute together. So I really like this pairing. And I also like him and Djimon Hansou. They had some really funny quips back and forth, almost like a buddy comedy type of energy going. And I like that, and I almost wanted a little bit more of that, to be honest with you. I really like the two of them together. I really like these three, and I thought Jack Dylan Grazer, this guy's gonna go far. I'm looking forward to his career because he just has so much charm and good comedy. He's just got this really goofy kid energy around him, and it just works every single time. Even when he's voicing in Luca, he's great. So I really like Jack Dylan Grazer. I think he will go far in his career, and I'm excited to see where he goes next. Zachary Levi, when he's not trying too hard, I think he's awesome. I think when he rolls off, he becomes his goofy self, the natural goofy Zachary Levi that he is, the child at heart. I love those jokes. I love that energy. I love that stuff. But man, like when he does this forced humor, like hey Khaleesi type stuff, I'm not feeling that. So there's a weird balance there going on with that character where it's like sometimes he's funny, then sometimes he's a little overstaying his welcome, maybe just a little. So there's a balance a little bit going on there with a little more good than bad. But guys, let's talk about some more things about this movie, starting with the mumbo jumbo story. So there are these really well-presented themes in this movie. A smothering family, you've got a theme of that. You've got a theme of being the hero that you are, not the hero with the powers, but the hero deep down. There's that theme of that, of bravery, of courage. And then there's a couple of other themes played around with here, and none of them are really paid off that well, in my opinion, unfortunately. You've got the smothering family beat, but honestly, the family is in and out, in and out, in and out throughout the movie, and it's just like, it feels a little odd. Speaking of the family, the kids get completely shafted in this one. Forget about the kids. I mean, they pretty much are their counterparts for most of their appearances, which is fine, but I did love just that chemistry and charm from the first one between the family, and I think there's some disconnect between the characters. I mean, besides, I would say most of them kind of act like their counterparts, but Shazam and Billy act completely different still. I was thinking maybe Billy would be a little closer to the Shazam counterpart here, and I know in the comics he's a little more cold, a little heartless in the beginning of it, but I felt at the end of the first one that kind of was extrapolated out of him, and we would see a little more Asher Angel. But honestly, I think they do not like Asher Angel. I honestly think he's in the movie for about 5-10 minutes, and that's okay. It's not that I'm necessarily like, oh gosh, well they don't have any Billy Batson, well I'm turning it off. But at the same time, it takes away from that humanity of that character a little, and it makes you feel like you're just watching a super team the whole time. So there's some convoluted stuff going on in the story too, with these monsters and orcs coming in at a certain part of the story. I'm like, what are we doing here? We're not in Lord of the Rings. This just feels a little out of place to me. It just felt a little out of place, unfortunately. And I love Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren. I think that they were great in their presence, in their facial expressions, in the way that they emoted. But unfortunately, I think that sometimes there's not a lot to do with them. We don't get to a really great explanation of them. We get kind of like one scene and that's it. And I really wish we got a little bit more with their characters. I feel like when they are on scene, it's just like Zachary Levi is trying to crack all these jokes, and it's like, okay, we're taking away from Queen Helen, and I don't want to do that. So I think that those characters just needed a little more, to be honest with you. I think they needed much more. And like I said, the kids being shafted, Freddy is pretty much the only kid in the movie. And that's a huge problem because Jack Dylan Grazer's great, but There's not a lot. And I'm coming back to this problem every single DC movie, damn near every single DC plot, but dang near every DC ending gets to this massive, mega CGI battle that just is not necessary every movie. I want to see the Daughters of Atlas. I don't give a crap about this dragon. I want to see the Daughters of Atlas, y'all. And I know Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu, you know, they're a little older, but I really think we could have gotten a little bit more with them fighting the Shazam. And honestly, there are some scenes too, I think this is totally a production design issue. There are some scenes where you can notice the harnesses, and I think this is the issue when every character you have in a movie is flying. Sometimes it could come off a little, okay, that's pretty harnessy. Okay, they're flying kind of slow. The CGI dragon was mad slow, man. Like, he looked great. Don't get me wrong, the dragon looked awesome. But there were these creatures and these orcs and stuff that I was just like, do we really need that? Did we really need that? In a Shazam movie in the DCEU, I don't know that we necessarily needed the orcs and the magical creatures and stuff like that. That just felt a little far-fetched, a little weird, and a little off, with the story being as convoluted as it was and themes just not paying off in a way that I felt that they were deserved. There was a lot to not enjoy about the film, for me at least. And wow, there's a cameo in this, and I'm sure you guys have been spoiled. You can let me know down in the comments. A lot of people have been spoiled. A lot of people, it's happened, unfortunately. The Shazam Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and every damn where they're advertising Shazam, they've pretty much put this cameo, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but they put this cameo in their ads, and it's just abysmal. Like, why would you show this? But anyway, the cameo wasn't earned at all. The cameo basically came in to basically sweep off the consequences and say, you know what? It's okay. I'm here, I got it, we're good. But I will say this for the cameo, it wasn't earned, it was abysmal. Honestly, love this character, love the actress, y'all already know. But the cameo just is abysmal. Honestly, there's no reason for it to be here, and it erases all the consequences of what happened. So, if I had to give a rating to Shazam, guys, I'm going with a 6 out of 10. Unfortunately, it was just kind of mediocre. It was not great. There's some fun to be had. There's some laughs for sure. And like I said, Dylan Grazer, Rachel, and Djimon Hansou, they're all good. But unfortunately, they could not save this ship. And it just feels like the DCEU. I'm talking ending with Aquaman. It just feels like it's a ship sinking and sinking and sinking. And yeah, this is another add to it. Maybe they'll keep the Flash afloat and keep that going, even though the person who's playing the Flash is not necessarily great. Maybe they'll keep that ship floating. I don't know. I think they're directing all their energy toward that. But honestly, wasn't a huge fan of this one. I had some fun, but unfortunately, I can't say that I had an absolute blast with this one. I just did not. But guys, you gotta let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you've seen Shazam 2 already, let me know. What did you think of it? Am I just cooking it a little too much, y'all? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And hey, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time on Geekly Goods.